Hello guys, we will complete the rest of our lesson, which was about naming of ionic compounds. So when I say ionic compounds, they mean we have more than one atom combined to each other with overall charge. So here we have sulfur atom combined with 4 oxygen atoms, and they have overall charge of -2. So we call this compound here sulfate. Same for nitrate. Then we have carbonate, which is a combination of 3 oxygen with 1 carbon atom, and they have overall charge of -2. So we call this carbonate. NH4 plus, which is called ammonium. OH minus called a hydroxide, and HCO3 minus 1 is hydrogen carbonate. So how to apply these things? Let's say if I ask you to write the correct formula of potassium sulfate. First, as we learned, potassium from the periodic table, it has 19 electrons, so its electronic distribution will be like this. Here we have only 1 electron in the outer shell of potassium atom, so its valence electron is equal to 1. What about sulfate? It's written according to the formulas that we wrote them in the previous, SO4 minus 2. So we start with K, which is the symbol of potassium, and we write its valence electron below. Same for sulfate, but here, what is the valence electron for sulfate? We don't have a valence electron because we have more than 1 atom, so we put its overall charge, which is 2. We put a cross multiplication, so the correct formula of potassium sulfate is K2SO4. Let's take another example. How to write magnesium carbonate. Magnesium has 12 electrons, so its electronic distribution looks like this. It has only 2 electrons in its outer shell. So the valence electron of magnesium atom is 2 electrons. What about carbonate? It's written like CO3 minus 2. We write magnesium, its valence electrons below, carbonate, and the overall charge of carbonate down below. We make a cross multiplication, but here the ratio is 1 to 1, so we write it like this, MgCO3. Let's take another example. Calcium nitrate. Calcium has 20 electrons, so its electronic distribution looks like this. It has 2 electrons in the outer shell, so its valence electrons equals to 2 electrons. Nitrate, which is the formula, it has overall charge of -1. We write calcium and its valence electrons below, nitrate with the charge, and then we make a cross multiplication, and it gives us CaNO3 by 2. But here, why did we put brackets? Because this nitrate molecule is multiplied by 2, so it means we have 2 molecules of nitrate. Another example, which is sodium hydroxide, it has 11 electrons, so 1 electron only is located in the outer shell here, and hydroxide, which is OH minus, so we write them as we did, and we got this NaOH. Thanks a lot guys for watching. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments. Thanks a lot.